All right, welcome in to the Daily Fix. It is the first week of the games. We got one more tonight between the Jets and the Niners, but the first week of the games are through. Yesterday was a beautiful Sunday. Had some games on Friday too, and guess what? The Chiefs are still 1-0. Still 1-0, baby. Since the last time we talked to you, this is the Daily Fix presented by Foolish Club Media. I am Ron Hughley, your host, and drinking that long, deep cup of coffee. There's nothing in it. That looks like when we watch TV shows that have the coffee mug that has the name of the show on it, but nothing's really in it. That's what it looks like, that drink you just took. I mean, you just bottomed that.
It was the last drink. It was the last drink of the coffee.
The last drink, I'm about to say, because there wasn't nothing in that cup. That's Steve Serta in the little box where he rightfully belongs. First thing, though, if you are listening to us on Twitter, we appreciate you so much. If you're listening to us on YouTube, we thank you. Please tell a friend or 20, 25. And the first thing I need you to do is like and subscribe our YouTube page, Foolish Club Media, which presents the Daily Fix. Go to Foolish Club Media, like and subscribe. If you do not, my three children won't be able to eat. We are the fastest slowing, growing digital show out there. So please help us and add to that. All right, not going to hold you long. A few things. Maybe the thing that has jumped out to me, one of my favorite things I saw all day on Sunday. We'll get to that. Also, two dudes that Steve, I don't know if you're there with me, but I'm prepared at this point. If not prepared, I'm really getting close to throwing in the towel on these fellas. I'm getting close to throwing in the towel on them. I'm holding on to them. We'll get to them. But first place I want to go here is, look, I sat down and I watched football all week. I watched it all weekend, watch it all day yesterday, just like I'm sure you did, Steve, as we get to use the excuse of, oh, we're working and get to watch it all day long. And I watched it, and I particularly, of course, Steve, a lot of it watched it from a Chiefs lens, especially for the work we do, the job we do. I watched it from a Chiefs lens. And with that, I was really honing in on the contenders in the AFC. Why do you have to put that haircut up? Why do you have to put Travis' haircut up, man? What happened to the fade? Remember, he invented the fade, and now look at this. I mean, why did you? That was unnecessary.
He had an incredible weekend. He was all over the place.
Sure, he did, but I mean, he didn't have an incredible haircut. But anyway, I'm watching it to the other contenders in the AFC, Steve, and the way I came from it, and listen, obviously it's early and a lot of things can change. Clearly, it's just week one. But boy, man, it feels like to me the Chiefs are the clear team to beat in the AFC. Even clearer than I thought before it. Honest to God, the team, and I've talked about it on here, on show and BK all over Foolish Club Media, the team that I still think I feel that way, that I fear the most, would be the Bengals, but hell, they go and lose to the damn Patriots, who I think are going to be awful. And they only score. Well, they scored 10 points. Now they had a couple of weird. They had a couple of weird things happen, fumbles, whatever. But still, it shouldn't have never been that close. And I know Higgins didn't play, so I'll give some grace with that. But I mean, they look bad. The Dolphins and the Jags, like that wasn't scary. The Texans. They went on the road and beat the Colts, but they dominated time of possession and only won by 2. And to be honest with you, if you watch that whole game like I did, Anthony Richardson was just off on probably 2 or 3 easy touchdown passes, not to mention the crazy one he made. But Adnan Mitchell had 1 catch for 2 yards. Steve, he should have had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, but they didn't make. And their secondary and their back end defense, and that's to go with. I mean, he had 9 completions for 212 yards and a touchdown. So I mean, it was crazy what happened there. And I mean, I still think the second best team I watch in the AFC over week 1 is the Baltimore Ravens, and that's who the Chiefs beat. And I think the Chiefs will get better. Obviously, like I said, things can switch. But coming out of week 1, that was the big takeaway I had was, man, the Chiefs are clearly, to me, the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I still believe that. And We haven't even seen the best version of this Chiefs offense yet. Once they get Hollywood Brown back into the mix, and their defense still looks like it is one of the top defenses in the league. And I think that the Chiefs, when you look at all of these other teams, and we had lots of questions, like even the Ravens, their offensive line looks like a problem. The Bengals, it's like their defense could be a problem, and now all of a sudden their offense looks like it's a problem. Like, you can poke holes in every other team in the AFC, but the Chiefs have the fewest glaring holes and deficiencies of any team in the conference.
Now, of course, this can change, and we fool around here, come in on Monday, and the Chiefs have lost to the damn Bengals at home. But I don't know. Like, you talked about their defense. Clearly, their run defense has a problem with what Stevenson did to them. But if the Patriots could pass, I think their pass defense was their weakness coming into the thing, and they didn't even have to use that. So they'll be gamed and ready to go to come in Arrowhead. But that was the biggest takeaway for me from week one. All right, Steve, I don't know where you are. I got my towel here. Shout out to the Peloton people. We wouldn't mind you sponsoring this show, but the Peloton people, I got my towel in hand. And Steve, I'm about ready to throw this thing in on Bryce Young and Deshaun Watson. Those two guys yesterday, I mean, it is like there are excuses / explanations, and I'm going to start to drop the term explanation here very, very soon and just move to excuses with both of them. Like, I thought they were fair. Like, hey, Deshaun hasn't played a lot of ball in the last couple of years. He's been injured and he has been suspended, and a lot of it having to do with himself and his pure nastiness. Bryce Young, like, hey, I mean, he didn't go to the greatest situation. His offensive line stinks. His coach got fired for the second time 2 years in a row mid-season. They went from multiple coordinators. He didn't go to a great situation. But, Serta, like, at some point, you watch them. Those two guys look like they're just not NFL quarterbacks. I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't care what's going on around them. Like, we've seen some guys struggle that have some issues and deficiencies around them. But Bryce looks like, and it's not even just the size. He just looks like I have not seen really at one point, and I had him number one coming out last year. I've not seen at one point the guy who made plays at Alabama. I've not seen that one time. And Deshaun is just shot. I mean, he's not athletic anymore. He can't get away from people. It seems like it is just over for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young, like, the case to be made for him going number one overall was always just like, yeah, he has this incredible college resume, but literally no one of his size had ever had success in the NFL. And Drew Brees was like the guy that everybody compares him to, but like, Drew Brees is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. Like, Bryce Young just has not looked anything like that.
Yeah.
And the Panthers do have one of the worst rosters in football. So like, nobody was expecting the Panthers to look good, but to get totally just railroaded by the Saints in week one. Like, that was just all you want to see from the Panthers is a little bit of improvement. The Browns are a disaster because they paid Deshaun Watson all of that money and they're stuck now, and he is totally washed up.
No, he's washed up, and I don't know. Is he 30 yet? He's washed up. I don't think Deshaun's 30 yet. Steve, but with Bryce, real quick, size, I'm not going to say doesn't have anything to do with it, but this is beyond the size thing, Steve. Like, he just doesn't look comfortable at all. Like he doesn't look at all like the person. Both of them in their previous stops did things to lead you to believe that they could play at this level or play right now with Deshaun with the Texans and with Bryce with Alabama. We have not seen either one of them in their new teams, the Browns and the Panthers, look anything like what we saw before. And that's insane. Insane to me. Like, it don't even look like they belong on the field with them. All right, finally, yesterday, look at him, man. Come on, Steve. Look at sexy ass Brian Daboll. I mean, I don't know.
But he does look good.
Dude, he looks good. His team sucks ass. But Like he's got his hands in his pockets there, so I don't know if there's a ring on it. Like I don't know if he's
sure
out
he's
here.
married.
Is he married? I don't know,
I'm
Steve.
sure he is.
He probably is, but right now he can play his cards right now. Look at him. He's got that bald head looking good with that beard. Like, Steve, that smells like Ozempic. Like, I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe he did get a trainer and they really cut it off and he went keto, or he just went straight, no bread, no cheese, nothing like that. Really got on it. That looks like, with the amount of time he's pulled this off, that looks like Ozempic. And shout out to him. I'm proud of him. But
Maybe
Steve, I'm gonna tell you this right
his
now.
Tail off. I'm not ready to jump to that conclusion.
Okay, that's fine, Steve. We last saw him in January, and he was 60, 70 pounds heavier than that man, that sexy son of a gun right there. There is no way, in my mind, when we're seeing everybody drop weight like this, that ain't Ozempic. All right? Now, until I'm proven wrong, that's where I'm going. But when I look at him, I thought to myself, man, what if Andy did that? What if Andy got himself really good? I don't want him to do it. I want Andy to be healthy, Reed. I don't want him to be in this kind of shape, because I don't like that. Wouldn't look right. Like can he still be Big Red if he lost 80?
Yeah. Andy's cut weight before, though, but he is never like this. But I don't think Andy Reid cares at this point. He's at the point of his life where I'm just who I am, who I am. I wear what I wear. I eat what I eat, and I appreciate that about Andy.
But I mean, you could look at Brian Daboll and say, "Damn, I could kick this thing in gear in my 60s again. I can go out here, like I can go with my shirt off and feel real good with my grandkids. Like you could do that. We've seen him cut weight, not Ozempic weight. I just don't want him to do it. Like I want Andy to be healthy, but he's got to be Big Red. He can't be medium red. Like that doesn't work for anybody. Like he would, if he got down, lost that size, I don't know that Andy's able to hold up to that push that Travis Kelce gave him in the Super Bowl last year. I think that guy goes down.
If I had to coach Daniel Jones in this Giants offense, I would be trying to find other things to keep me occupied off the football field too.
Yeah, in line. He probably doubled up the dose this week on that Ozempic. Good God Almighty. You look good though, Brian. You ain't play worth a damn, but you sure look good. Look at him. Hi, Mom and Courtney.